So the incumbents pay lip service to the newcomers, and some even have in-house teams scouting for innovators to stop them from eating their lunch.
To pay lip service refers to going through the motions of doing something in what you might call an insincere manner, meaning that people don't believe in it, but they do it anyway. For example, a lot of people might think that most of the people, when they do the Pledge Allegiance to the flag, they're just paying lip service. They don't really believe in these principles that they're trying to promote, but they go through the motions anyway. Or similarly, people will go to church and they'll go along with the rituals. Then people would say, well, you're just paying lip service. You don't believe in what they're telling you. But still the people go through the motions of doing what they're supposed to do. Similarly, there's a lot of social protocols where people may have to say hello to people that they don't like, but yet they'll say hello, they'll act sincere, they'll shake hands, they'll say a few things, but they don't really like the people, but they do it anyway just to pay lip service. So to pay lip service means to show respect, loyalty, or observance to something or someone or something which people don't sincerely believe. And it can also mean to say that you agree with something but not do anything to support it. There's also the expression to kiss up to someone, which is somewhat similar, which is where people act nice to someone on purpose that they don't particularly like because they want that person to do something for them. A couple months ago, I broke up with my old girlfriend, or actually she broke up with me, but we kind of said we did it together, and I sort of said I did it, but that's not really what happened. And then she called me back and she said, oh, she got a new boyfriend. And I said, oh, I'm just so happy for you. But it was really, I was just paying lip service. I was really very unhappy. But I told her that I was happy. I got this friend, John. He plays lip service to all of the latest social issues. He says that he wants to help prevent global warming, but yet he drives this large SUV and he thinks nothing of going on weekend trips to Wisconsin and just burning up lots and lots of gas. He also has a boat. So, he talks about global warming, but all he does is pay lip service to it. He doesn't do anything about it personally. It's part of modern politics for politicians to pay lip service to as many social causes as possible. Anytime they meet with a group, they're going to pay lip service to the group. But when they actually get into office and they actually have to do something, more often than not, they don't do much. All the people got was lip service.
The approach of fintech peer-to-peer lenders is based on using data more adroitly than banks do.
Adroit refers to the ability to do something in a very clever manner. Adroit refers to the right hand. The idea is that the right hand is more dexterous or more agile than the left hand. So when somebody says they're doing something adroitly, it means they're doing something as if they're doing it with their right hand. But it doesn't have to be something done with the hands. You can have an adroit negotiation, which means that someone is pretty good at negotiating. They're a good negotiator. So they're able to do it adroitly. And then typically there's various things that are difficult to get through without causing problems. And most people probably wouldn't do that great of a job. And part of the idea is that to do something adroitly, a lot of times it takes a little bit of a trick. maybe even a little bit of slipperiness to do things right. So if somebody gets themselves into a bad situation and then adroitly gets themselves out of the bad situation, typically they're being kind of sneaky, but they're able to do it anyway. Originally, adroitly refers to the ability to do something expertly with your hands, and that concept has been advanced to being able to do something expertly with your mind. So you could have an adroit surgeon who is using their hands, also using their mind. You can also have an adroit executive who is able to make very good decisions and execute them. And they don't necessarily have to be dishonest, but they certainly have to be clever. And part of being clever means that they don't necessarily say everything that could be said, and at the same time, maybe they do say certain things that don't necessarily have to be said, but those things, whatever they are, they somehow advance their cause. So if you are cleverly skillful, resourceful, or ingenious in any task, you are said to be adroit. My friend Joe, he's a very adroit card player. When we play poker, he's able to deal off the top of the deck, the bottom of the deck, the middle of the deck, and nobody can tell. I don't like to play poker with him, though, because I always lose. Somehow he gets great hands because he's so adroit at dealing cards. Part of Obama's success has been that he's a very adroit speaker. Whether he's talking from the teleprompter or notes or things he's written on his hands or just out of his own mind, everything he comes up with sounds really, really good. Susan, she drove her car adroitly, weaving in and out of traffic. ESL-fullsteamahead.com